All right, here we go. All right, guys. All right, so here's the deal. This is our very first inaugural Run With Me team call. I'm super excited about this. I'm so excited to see all your smiling faces. I want to start off by just saying that, I don't want this to create confusion or stress for you. I know when I first really got started with my business, certain leaders in my upline started running their own calls, and it's because it's a natural progression, right? You get your team to a certain critical mass, and you'll find there's just a certain way that you want to lead your team. And that's the beauty of this business, that you have the autonomy to do that as an entrepreneur. And each one of you has the same autonomy. You have the autonomy to join in on the global exec calls. You get to join in on the Thriving Thursday calls with Residual Rock Stars. And you can join in on these calls on Sunday nights, or you can catch the recording. So I want to take a step back and just say that I don't want this to create confusion or pressure or decision paralysis, like, oh my gosh, I just don't know what to choose or who to choose or what I should do. I don't want you to feel that way at all. I want you to, first of all, gravitate towards what you get value out of, and gravitate towards what you have time to do. So don't feel like you have to jump on every single call that's created for you to be invited to go join, because it will overwhelm you and ultimately overwhelm people do nothing. So I just want to say that up front. I'm not running these calls to replace Get calls. I'm not running these calls to replace Thriving Thursday calls. Quite honestly, I am running these calls. Let me mute everybody. Hang on just a second. Everybody mute yourself. There we go. Okay. I'm simply running these calls because I have a specific strategy that I am moving forward with. I don't know if you guys have sensed this or not, but I have partnered pretty closely with Susan Miller. And Jen, for some reason, I can't mute you. So if you can mute yourself, that'd be great. I have partnered really closely with Susan Miller this year. And we are taking a pretty strong direction and leading with the business. And so I've got notes here because I want to make sure I don't mess anything up. But the point is, moving forward with the Run With Me group, I am going to take a pretty heavy direction towards leading with the business. I am one who believes that you can't stay in a space that has worked for you previously and continue doing it year after year after year and expect different results. And so what I'm finding with my direct upline, which I absolutely love and adore and find tremendous value and tremendous culture and tremendous community with them, and will always be a part of their team, I do feel as though some of the coaching is still very product specific. It's leading with the product, and it's leveraging a lot of social media and leading with the product. And what we have found in the past 3 years is people are finding less and less and less success in leading with testimonials and product stories on social media. And the algorithms in social media have changed tremendously. And so what I did to get myself to a six-figure income, I know is not what's going to get you to a six-figure income, because times change, trends change. And so if I get stuck in a place and coach you to what worked for me, your business is going to stay flat, because the reality is you are not in the same environment that I was in 3 years ago. Does that make sense? And so one of the things I'm always doing as a leader is looking to the future and what are the market trends and how can we grow and get ahead of the curve, right? And what we know is where this economy is headed is towards a gig economy, towards a side hustle economy. We are trending towards an economy where people want to be their own boss. We are trending towards an economy where people want to do things on their own time, right? And it would be a huge miss for us not to leverage and lead with that. We have proven ourselves in 17 years what a phenomenal business we are. Product we are. Each and every one of you is a testimony to what these products can do. So that's not to count the value of the products. It's just that we can't capture a market and build a business based on product testimonials through social media like we did 3 years ago. This is my personal opinion. and it may not be yours, and you may be having huge success with what you're posting on social media. And if that's the case, awesome. As a matter of fact, moving forward, I will still continue to encourage people who've recently gotten started to share their before and after in their first 30 days, and share their testimonials and share, what results they have and what they're excited about it, because that does bring in interest. The problem is, after a year of your before and after photos and 2-3 years of before and after photos of the same thing, you lose interest with your community. And again, I may sound like I'm speaking out of the opposite end of what some of my upline is doing. And so it may create confusion for you. And I don't want to create confusion. I just want to create options. Okay. So I just want you to know that my Sunday night calls are going to be really directed towards leading with the business, leveraging the GET tools. I've got so many things up my sleeve, I can't stand it. I've already been practicing them and utilizing them, and I'm having tremendous success with it. And I can't wait to really roll out this methodical process with you guys. Okay, so let me look at my notes for a second. So again, I just want to say that this is the direction I'm going. I'm an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. You can go both directions. I'm not asking you guys to choose where you're going. I love our Residual Rockstars community. You're going to see me in and out of the Thriving Thursday calls. You're going to see me in and out of their Facebook page, because I think there is a place for how they're leading, but it's just not where I'm going to be spending a whole lot of my time. Having said that, if that's a really comfortable place that you guys want to streamline and keep your focus, you're not going to hurt my feelings if that's what you decide to do. So I don't want this to be an emotional thing, because for me, it's not emotional at all. As a matter of fact, the reason I'm running my own Sunday night calls is because I'm not emotionally attached, in the sense that I'm business focused. And I'm doing this to run a business, not to hurt anybody's feelings. I hope that makes sense. I'm just very business minded. That's how I am. Okay. So let me look at my notes for a second and see. So a big focus moving forward on Sunday nights is going to be some discussion around these GET tools, and how we can utilize them. So I want to take a step back. So it's like, okay, Melissa, we got it. You've kind of been beating us over the head with this for the past couple of weeks about leading with the business. Some of you have watched my Facebook Live from Wednesday, and some of you haven't. Some of you are on the Thriving Thursday call, and so you've heard a little bit of this. But the bottom line is, I'm just going to hit on a couple things and why I'm moving forward with leading with the business. And that is, Kathy Savage spoke about this at Super Saturday. She said, guys, our products are phenomenal. There's no doubt. We've got Undenatured Way. We're changing people's bodies. We're changing their overall aura of who they are, their energy. There's no doubt. I don't want to discredit that. But Kathy Savage said, there's lots of phenomenal products out there. We get kind of tunnel vision that like our products are the best. And there's a lot of new products that are out there on the market. But what is different about Isagenix? Anybody know what makes us just like leaps and bounds above and beyond any other network marketing company out there? Does anybody know? You want to take yourself off of mute? Who knows? I see Tammy nodding her head. Unmute yourself. What makes us different? Unmute yourself.
The compensation plan.
It's the comp plan, y'all. It's the comp plan. It's brilliant. Most of us have never been in network marketing before, so we don't know because we fell into this incredible company. But as you're talking with other network marketers, and I think Becky's on the line, she could probably speak to this. Becky, if you don't mind unmuting yourself for just a minute, I know you're still learning the comp plan a little bit, but based on what you've experienced thus far and what you've learned, not to put you on the spot, but how do you feel about our compensation plan versus where you came from? She's on mute. She may be doing her laundry. Okay. So we'll skip that for now. But the bottom line is nothing compares to our compensation plan. Nothing. Okay. Our upline from Jessica Johnston down, y'all, we've retired 40 people. 40 from their full-time careers. We have retired them with Isagenix. We have 6 or 7 millionaires on our team Jessica Johnston and down. I can't tell you how many six-figure and multiple six-figure income earners we have, but it's an astounding number. It's astounding, and people deserve to hear about it. Okay, so that's what really Kathy talked about. She said we've got to move away from taking pictures of ourselves holding shakes and bars in our hands and photos, and move towards the financial opportunity. If you're going to tell a before and after story, tell a before and after financial story, right? Tony Robbins, one of his quotes was, we live in America where people work, they get the money, they spend the money, they work. And it's this linear income of doing work, getting paid, spending it, doing work, getting paid, spending it. And I can't help but say that it's kind of similar to our business model if you're leading with the product. And I bet I'm going to get some head nods with this. Think about it. When you lead with the product, think those of you who've raced to executive, raced to director. I've got Tammy on the line who's hit executive before. I've got Stacy on the line who's hit director before. When you push and lead with product, how quickly do your consultants crumble because they're not in it for the business, or at least to get their products paid for? They crumble, right? Because we haven't led with the financial opportunity. When you lead with the business, and you lead with at least showing people how to break even, make a little bit of money, your consultants hold. Your position as director or executive holds, because your consumers have a vested interest in staying active. There's nothing wrong with enrolling and recruiting product consumers. Guys, there's nothing wrong with it. I did it for 2.5 years. It got me to a six-figure income, but I'm telling you, it didn't keep me there. Okay. The problem is when we're just leading with product, you are a workhorse, because you have to go back every 2 to 3 months and recruit more consumers, right? So if you're out there leading with the product only, or the product majority, you are in sales because you are a distributor, and that's okay. But just know that in about 3 months, you're probably going to have to find the same amount of people to replace the people who are falling off, because they don't have a vested interest in the shared volume that they're sharing with their team to stay active to get their products paid for. Does that make sense to you guys? Or is that just like, when I look at the consultants on my team and the positions that I hold, it's not that all of my consultants are business builders, but I have shared the financial opportunity with every single one of them. I've shown them how to get their products paid for, and they're vested because they've seen how they can have a net of at least a zero in paying for the foods they consume, and they can continue moving forward. I also show them in the back office the accumulated volume that they are continuing to accumulate. About once every other month, I'll take screenshots of people's back offices, and they see it as an investment. So maybe they're consuming now and they're a casual sharer, but if I've gone the extra mile to show them that this is almost like a savings account for them until they're ready to build, do you think those folks are going to fall off when I've calculated for them how much that volume is worth in cycles when they decide to share, when they decide to build? No way, right? So I'm asking you to think about taking a little bit of a mind shift from being a distributor to being more of an entrepreneur, showing others how to implement a business too, right? So it's a mind shift, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and that's my job, to get you uncomfortable. I think Stacy put it in her chat. Let me see. What got us here won't get us to the next level. Amen, sister. Preach. Consultants drop like flies when they aren't shown how to stick around. Exactly. So I'm going to spend a lot of time with you guys over the next couple of weeks on this. So linear income is exchanging time for money. Tony Robbins says that's blue collar, white collar, and sales. In sales, we're exchanging time for money. You get a consumer, you get your PIB, they order for a couple months, and then they have no vested interest. They feel great. Holidays come around, they got to save their money for something else. What do they start doing? They cancel their auto ship. Now, take a step back. If it was someone who had a vested interest and you cast a vision for them about the financial opportunity, talk to them about how their shared product volume is collecting interest, if you will, to cash out, do you think it's going to be less likely that they're going to give up their consumption of that product? Absolutely, because you're being a business owner, right? We have to get comfortable with that, because the reality is, it's funny because I feel like, and I used to be this way too. You feel uncomfortable sharing with your consumers that this is a business and that there's profit on the other end. But don't you think they know that you have some level of interest in the business if you're sharing it with people in the first place? Right? Like, this is part of your livelihood. This is part of your passion. And it's okay to own that. The more you own it, the more they're going to listen, right? Okay, so then you move forward down into residual income, which is the author, the musician, the actor, network marketer, the network marketer who has built a team of critical mass, who all their consumers have a vested interest in staying active. And so think about this with this team, that just these folks that I have on the line tonight, all 11 of you have a vested interest in staying active, right? And this is just a portion of the team. Think about your business center and how nice it would be if you had 11 people on a call right now that were in your downline because they had a vested interest in staying active, right? Okay, so this is not like, what I'm sharing with you guys is like, it's not fun and sexy, but it's like, it's informative. I want you to just think about it, okay? All right, so I'm going to brag on you guys for just a second. I wanted to enlighten you guys on how powerful you are and how amazing you are. So in the Ramp Effect team down, we are the most powerful team. Did you know that? We're the most powerful team. We have 4 executives that we have created. We have 3 directors that we have created. We have more managers than I can count, right? Yeah, that's right, Stacy. It's freaking powerful. And we've got another executive that's about to pop. I know it. We are a force to be reckoned with. And my goal that I'm sharing with you guys is it's this Herculean group effort that brought this business center to 4-star. And my goal over the next 18 months is to max out this business center. The only way this business center is going to max out is if we can create about 4 to 5, 3 to 4 stars on this team. It's not going to be me. It's going to be us, because we can't max this business center out unless you guys grow into the phenomenal leaders and entrepreneurs that you are, and own this financial opportunity and lead with the financial opportunity. And I hear it, Stacy. I hear you claiming 3-star girlfriend. It's yours, and I'm here to run with you. Joe, I'll share this with you guys. We haven't posted it on social media yet, but Joe Ames and Chelsea and I have created a contest amongst us. And the first person who hits 5, so we have to hit 5-star the month of March. And the 2 of us that come in 2nd and 3rd place, the winner has to pick out the most god-awful, ugliest costume possible, and we have to wear it for an entire day at Celebration and to the Get Party, and we have to sing into a microphone on stage to you guys. So you talk about creating some healthy competition, have fun with it, right? So Joe and Chelsea and I are texting each other back, and Joe's already picked out these horrible suits and sent them to Chelsea and I, and he's like, just get ready to wear these, girls, So it lights a fire under us to get moving. So think about, how can you make it fun with your teammates? So we're going to max out this business center, and the only way we're going to max out this business center is through massive action. And so I'm here to really coach you guys, push you guys, for those of you who are ready, and you all might not be ready, and that's okay. But I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately and thinking about what propelled my growth, what propelled my just a massive growth with my business center. And I'll tell you what it was. It wasn't just me. Obviously, it was a group effort with the team, but it was also my upline. It was Jessica Johnston looking at me and believing in me when I didn't believe in myself, when she saw me as a 4-star, when I didn't see myself as a 4-star, when she pushed me to do things where I was like, you are crazy. And then I did it anyway, and she was right. So for those of you who were up for the challenge and up for the crazy and up for doing it anyway to see if maybe I wasn't so crazy and maybe I'm right, maybe Susan Miller's right. Maybe she's right because Isagenix has selected her to be a keynote speaker at NYKO about the fifth solution. You think the company knows that she's ahead of the curve? Guys, we are so set up to absolutely crush leading with the business. And I don't think you guys realize it yet because you haven't been fully immersed and fully trained in it yet. And that's a lot of what these Sunday night calls are going to be about, because I've been applying it and I've been funneling it, the tools that we have, and they're brilliant. I've got so much interest and such a smooth process because of the GET tools that it's just brilliant. So that's a part of what we're going to be doing. Okay. Look at my notes because I know it's 9:16 already. So it's time to tell the financial story. And that's where we're headed. Now, let me tell you this. Yes, I am absolutely leading with the financial opportunity. That doesn't mean I'm not still going to talk about the product when it falls in front of my face, right? When I have someone, that I'm speaking with who needs to lose weight or needs more energy, yes, I'm still connecting and pulling people in based on product. But I'm not going to do this like spam social media and hope that people come to me for product. And then I hope that over a number of months, I can convert them to maybe share with a couple people to then maybe convince them to build a business with me. That's a really long process of pulling people through the sand. Okay. Yes, I'm going to talk about the product and I'm going to connect with people when the time is right. But where I'm spending my energy right now is finding the people who want to run with the entrepreneurial opportunity, for people who want multiple streams of income, for people who want to get behind a company and a compensation plan and a product that is a 0% fail. It's results oriented. It's emotional. It's past the test of time, right? So again, this may not be your space, or maybe you just want to listen in for a couple of weeks and you still want to lead with the product, and that is A-okay. Okay, so I don't want you to feel like Melissa's like dictating that this is what you guys have to do. I'm just saying this is where I'm headed. This is how I'm getting our business center to max out. Okay. All right. So I want to share with you guys a little bit about the content of what these calls are going to look like, because I've come up with a little bit of flow. So I think the calls will probably run about 45 minutes. So we'll start at 8:45 and we'll end at about 9:30. And what I'm going to do during that time is the first 5 minutes of every call, I want some verbal recognition. I want you guys, I'll recognize some of you guys, but I also want you guys to speak up. Recognize your team. Speak up on what you've learned, how the week has gone as far as implementing what you're learning. So this is a time of recognition. And then I'm going to spend 10 minutes doing some global exec tool training. And I'm going to start back at square one, because what's really critical in network marketing is that you have a very streamlined process for recruiting and training. One of the hugest gaps with this team since day one has been that our resources were everywhere and we were told a million different ways to do things, and people get so confused and they do nothing, right? People have things saved everywhere. There's files on Facebook, there's 2 different websites, people have their favorite videos, and then you're like deer in headlights when the opportunity comes up to connect with someone. So I don't want to sound like a dictator, but I am going to share with you guys a streamlined process that if you can just be coachable and adhere to it, even when you don't want to, you're going to find that it's going to streamline and duplicate in your downline. Meaning, as your team expands and as your team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you don't have to worry about being the coach every time to everyone, because you're going to follow a systematic process that everyone on your team can follow. And that is the brainchild of Susan Miller. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of that. And then for 10 minutes on our call, I want you to bring challenges. Yay, Jennifer says, I cannot wait, right? We're process oriented, right? So the next 10 minutes, I want you to bring your challenges. So the 2 things I want you to bring to the call are recognition, and then what did you try and fail at this week? It's really important. Some of you watched the YouTube video that I posted about the Spanx billionaire, and if you haven't, go back on my Run With Me page and check it out. But we want to talk about, what were your challenges this week? What did you try? You hit a hurdle and it just sucked. You fell flat on your face. Okay, and we can, as a group, talk about it, right? And then the last 15 minutes of our calls is going to be an application of some type of workshop where we're going to get to chat. And some of you guys are going to think this is crazy, but I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit here. I think one of the reasons I've been really successful with growing this business is because I haven't necessarily hidden behind social media. And I've practiced a lot of verbiage. And where I come from in my previous careers with medical scientists and pharmaceutical sales is you had to practice articulation of the features and the benefits and connecting with your customer, especially as a medical science liaison. You had to really identify what your physicians' pain points were, why they weren't using a particular product or therapy, and really get into their heads so that you could influence. And maybe that sounds a little crazy to you guys, but this is a business of influence. And so one of the things we're really going to work on as a group is our verbiage. And we're going to practice in a safe environment. Stacy, who's on the call, I think has done this with me before. I mean, everybody was in their jammies and had a glass of wine. We took turns practicing our 30-second story as a group. And so as a matter of fact, that's going to be my first homework assignment. For those who are up for the challenge, don't dial into this call next Sunday night unless you're ready to do this, because I'm going to call on you and we're all going to talk and we're all going to get uncomfortable, okay? Because I'm still stumbling on my own words about the financial opportunity, but I got it. I got the product lead piece. I got it right with my verbiage, and it really helped me seal the deal with a lot of enrollments because of my confidence and because it rolled off my tongue and because I was able to ask a lot of insightful questions and really understand what people's pain points were before I threw up about the product. Guess what? Same thing with business. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. It's going to be the exact same process, except you're applying the financial model as the solution, not the product. Okay. And you're going to see it's going to be the exact same thing with onboarding people from the financial aspect. Susan and I and the rest of the Global Exec team have created this phenomenal Global Exec business page. Okay. So think about how helpful the ramp effect has been for you guys when you fold in people who are interested in the product. How helpful has it been for you to put people in there to take a look, see the testimonials, and it kind of markets to your people while you're not there, right? Well, guess what the Get Free Facebook page is? It's the financial model. We have all of the top leaders on our team have told their 30-second story. It's recorded and it's in that page. This weekend alone, I added 15 new prospects to it that I've connected with on pharmacist pages on social media, okay? And what I did is you can go and read a lot of that. You can listen to a lot of the testimonials. And then as you think, Joe Ames, CrossFit champion, mid-50s, left a multiple six-figure income to do this. I want to tag somebody on this story because it'll connect with them. Oh, these people are gym owners. I'm going to connect them with this person. Oh, this person was a school teacher. I'm going to connect them with this person. Oh, Adrian Donovan was in pharmaceutical sales. So you can see this model is no different than what you've done with product, but now we're streamlining it to business. Okay. So just think about that for a little while. So here's the deal. What grows your business is confidence and value that you bring to other people, right? And what we're going to work on in the next couple of weeks is confidence. Confidence in the financial opportunity, confidence in connecting with people and finding their pain points from a financial standpoint. And it may not initially manifest that way. A lot of people are unhealthy, and a lot of people are going to come to you for health solutions, and you've already established yourself as a health food nut guru. We all have. But think about this. Most people are unhealthy because of the commitments they have to their fast-paced lives and commitments to their careers. Okay. And so what I've been really working on doing is when people come to me, like a medical director did the other day on LinkedIn, I'll tell you in just a second, Louisa, I may have to add all of you guys. She came to me because she said, I've already established myself as kind of, most of us have as being, really into nutrition, but she was traveling a ton. She's gained some weight and she doesn't feel well about her energy, her self-image. And that's all she came to me about. But do you think I asked her a ton of questions about how much is she traveling now? Is she missing her kids? She's, so the thing is to get into there'll be more coaching on this, but my point is you can convert someone from a product interest to a business interest. We want to make sure we paint and cast that vision. And we're going to talk about this on the Get Call this week. I'm going to talk about it probably on Friday. Make sure you're on all the Get Calls this week. I'm leading them. But on Friday, I'm going to talk about this. If you always lead with the financial opportunity when the door is open to, you can always default to product and get people started on the product. But if you lead with the product, it's really hard to then kind of back your way into the financial opportunity, because then it can feel a little bit weird, right? Okay, so we'll talk more about all of that. So here's the deal. I'm going to push you guys like Jessica Johnston pushed me. I'm going to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And when you feel like giving up and not going the extra mile, that's when I'm going to push you even harder. And you may hate me till you come across on the other side. And you can tell me to leave you alone. I'm going to remind you of your why. My children and my career used to be my why, my excuse. When I didn't follow through, when I got behind, I used to blame it on my kids. I'd blame it on my husband. I'd blame it on my career. And then I realized that all of that was really why I was doing this business. And that I needed to quit using them as my excuse for why I wasn't getting things done and use it for why I needed to go the extra mile to get it done. Why I'm on this call at 9:30 at night with you guys, because I want to retire my husband. I don't want to be the only one that gets to go to Maine for 2.5 weeks next summer. I want him to come with me. I don't want to be the only one on this team, Stacy Matsuoka and I, that have walked away from our careers to do this full time. That doesn't give me happiness. What gives me happiness is to see every single one of you on this line completely financially free to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, anytime. And it's totally possible. You know how I know it's totally possible? Because I was enrolled at the very bottom of an inside leg. I am at the very bottom of the totem pole of this larger team that Renee Schreidman built. But we're still completely kicking ass, right? Sorry I said a bad word. But I hope that inspires you, that it doesn't matter who enrolled you, what position you're in, you can absolutely kill it. Stacy Matsuoka is like 4 PET for me, and she's a 2-star, right? So if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Right? So I'm just asking you guys to have an open mind as we move forward and with confidence. Okay. So here's my action item for you guys. So there's 11 of you on the line. I think I wrote down everybody's names. It's time to get uncomfortable. Okay. So I posted some verbiage. I'm going to repost it, but I posted some verbiage the other day, or I talked about it on my call on Wednesday, of about 3 or 4 sentences of how you can respond when people say, what is it that you do? Okay, hang on a second. Let me see what Stacy says. Jennifer says, thank you. How do I get on the Get Free Facebook page? Yes, Louisa, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to go in and add you guys all to it. Let me take a screenshot of everybody who's on. Because I don't think you're on there, honestly. I'm going to have to add you all. Okay. So I'll add you all. I believe in all of us. Let's do this. Yes. Okay. So I just lost my train of thought because I'm just getting so excited. So, your homework assignment, let me pull up the verbiage. The homework assignment is when someone asks you, what do you do? Your homework assignment is to lead with the business, with the verbiage that I can't see right now because I'm not sure where I put it. Here we go. And it's still not rolling off the tongue for me perfectly. And so we're growing together on this, and feel free to make it somewhat your own. But what I want to share with you is that in the past, when people ask me, what do you do? I've always led with, I partner with a health and wellness company. I help people get healthy. Well, guess what? Some entrepreneurs that are really interested in a financial opportunity, that may not jive with them, right? But leading with the fact that I'm an entrepreneur building a business may, right? So where I'm going with that is we have to be careful with our verbiage, because some people may still come in wanting to be the franchisor. They want to get involved and they want to build a business, and maybe they know 12 people who could lead with this and be cleanse coaches, but they're not interested in being cleanse coaches. So we don't want to delve into kind of the cleanse coach, health coach mentality before we own the fact that this is a huge financial opportunity. So hopefully that's making sense. Let me see if I can find. Okay. Well, I'll post it. I don't have it with me right this second. But the bottom line is I'm going to post the verbiage. And I want you guys, I'll post it in our thread. I'll post it on our Facebook page as well. But the homework assignment is, so when someone asks you, what is it? What do you do? You can first of all lead with what you do professionally, because some people ask that. They say, well, how do I work in my side hustle when people ask me what I do? And I'm an attorney, for instance, like Carol, right? So somebody asks Carol, what do you do? Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Because I'm not in my office right now. So I'll read it. Maybe I can read it to you guys in a second. You can still lead with your profession. I used to say, well, I'm a medical director in the pharmaceutical industry. But honestly, what really gets me excited is my side gig. And you can stop there. And people say, oh, really? What's your side gig? Whether that's, whether your day job is being a physical therapist or your day job is being an attorney, you can still say the same thing. I'm an attorney during the day, but it's my side hustle that I work into the pockets of my time that really gets me fired up. Most people, when they hear something like that, are going to say, oh, really? What is it that you do? And that's where most of us go, I partner with this health and wellness company and to help people shed visceral fat and gain lean muscle mass. That was my tagline for a really long time. And guess what? I recruited a lot of product users. Why wouldn't I, right? Because that was really great verbiage for recruiting product users. Now this is what Jen just sent. I'm an entrepreneur in the health and wellness space. I help people build businesses online where they can build an international business from their computers and phone anywhere. I'm teaching people how to build passive income alongside their day jobs. Now, when you hear me say that out loud, doesn't that sound more powerful? Doesn't that sound a little more entrepreneurial? Like it kind of opens the door for anyone who could be interested in establishing a business. Because if you lead with, well, I've partnered with a health and wellness company and I help people shed visceral fat and gain lean muscle mass. Well, there's a lot of people who like to start a business but aren't really interested in talking about lean muscle mass and shedding visceral fat initially. So you might just cut off their interest before you talk about the financial opportunity. So in closing, I'm going to read this out to you guys one more time. I'm going to post it and I'll reiterate what your homework assignment is. But here's the thing. And I did it today. I did this today with an Orange Theory coach, by the way. So let me just take a step back. And I posted this on our Run With Me page. I've been wanting to prospect her about the business forever, but you have to be careful with coaches, especially because I quickly fall into the whole nutrition coach thing again, or health and wellness, and not leaning heavy enough on the financial opportunity, but aligning with their passion and fitness, right? So, but I said to her, you would be really good at what I do. She's like, oh, really? What is it that you do? Now, I could have gone straight into, well, I help people get healthy. But see, that cuts you off from taking a step back and really owning being a business owner and really being an entrepreneur. I could have said that and it would have aligned with her and she would have been interested, but I casted a bigger vision. I said, well, you know, I help other people establish home-based businesses with a health and wellness company. And they're able to establish businesses from their home and build businesses globally with health and wellness. Now, doesn't that sound more powerful and more entrepreneurial? So it's the verbiage, right? This vision that you're casting. And she's like, oh, really? And she's 24 years old. I said, yeah, you can work from anywhere. You can travel and build this business. As a matter of fact, I was in Maine for almost 3 weeks building this business. I can go anywhere with it. And we've got to, guess what? I added her to the Get Free Facebook page. I'm having her watch my testimonial, and I've got her committed to meeting for coffee on Wednesday, right? I didn't get into the weeds about Undenatured Whey. I didn't talk about how superior our products are. I didn't tell her the word isogenics. I didn't talk about trace minerals, right? So I'm just trying to help you shift your mindset. That's all I'm asking. Shift your mindset. Okay, here's the verbiage one more time. I'm an entrepreneur in the space of I'm in the health and wellness space. I help people build businesses online where they can build an international business from their computers and phone anywhere. I'm teaching people how to build passive income alongside their day jobs. So that's your homework. You don't have to use this exactly. I want you to use what's going to make you comfortable, but I'm going to post this for you guys, and I want you to practice it out loud. I would suggest you find an accountability buddy on this page or within Run With Me, or even outside of Run With Me. You can go across lines to anyone. And I want you to practice this out loud. Stumble on it. This is how kids learn to walk, ride bikes. This is how we learn to do everything. We have to practice, practice, practice. Practice. Come to the call next Sunday night, and there might be a little prize for the first person who goes and shares what they've practiced with our group. And our closed little group, you can even have a glass of wine beforehand if that helps you get comfortable, whatever. That's my challenge to you guys. Because when that rolls off your tongue, like with just complete confidence, and that's something they talked about at Super Saturday. When you say that with confidence, people lean in and they're like, what? Tell me more. So you have to practice. If you don't practice, you're gonna have the right person in front of you that's going to be there by the universe has given it to you, and you haven't practiced, and they ask you, what do you do? And you're like, I mean, how many times have you done it, right? We got to practice, 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 so that when the universe puts your new business builder right in front of you, you say it with complete confidence so that they lean in because they're interested, okay? All right, guys, that's my homework assignment. That's all I got for you today. It was a long call today. We'll end at 9:30 moving forward. I'm going to stop